Some pretty crazy news, eh?
Oh yeah, with the jungle.
The jungle is
The
back.
jungle is getting junglier.
Back to what it used to be.
Dude, I'm I just gotta say I'm pumped.
I'm
But I was
pumped.
also just so incredibly sad.
I don't even know why you're sad, man. You're a goalie.
Dude, could you imagine how sick it would look if me on the bench with a visor on, like just sitting on the bench with like a helmet and a little visor on? It was like my dream, man. That's why I wanted to, that's like half the reason I wanted to make the B show. Was like just so I could sit on the, because I knew I was gonna be sitting
Get
on the
that
bench.
picture.
Just that sick photo of me sitting on the bench with a visor on, chirping. So much fun, dude.
I mean, as pumped as I am for the leagues, I do feel, I'm a little disappointed. It's
Yeah, for
just,
you it must be just
yeah, I just feel like I missed out on a little more of an authentic experience.
yeah.
But it's not the end of the world. I'm really excited for the league. I mean, it means big things. How much more exciting is it going to be now with visors in play, with fight? I mean, fighting
Yeah.
isn't allowed now. You still get kicked out, but with visors, it's going to start happening. Guys aren't just going to be able
Yeah.
to run their mouths like Chenier. Um, our first guest who will be on later this episode.
Later in the episode, yeah,
But
of course.
yeah, I mean, it means big things. What do you think? Do you think it's gonna be really impactful in the KI? Do you think
I
it's like
think
fighting's gonna go crazy or what?
I think especially in the KI, you already got kicked out for fighting.
Yeah,
So
yeah, same.
there's no difference in that. There was still some fights. I
Yeah,
think the game is going to change drastically.
yeah,
So I think that the way that the players are going to have to play with visors, they're going to have to respect the game a little bit more. Your sticks are going to be
yeah,
down.
for sure.
There's going to be no high hits with your hands. Gallo would be trembling. See, that guy used to just
That was the
blow
Gallo
kids up.
special.
What's that?
That was the Gallo special. Hands up
Yeah,
if
that
you're
was the Gallo special. Is j jump into your hit and go like this with your
yeah,
hands. It was ridiculous. But no, he used to blow kids up. There's going to be no head contact. There's going to be nothing.
no, yeah, for
And
sure.
I said our coach used to say go directly at the puck, block it. You're not wearing a visor. Go block the shot. Just go
Yeah,
straight into the puck. Now it's going to be like covering your face, like you're going to be worried and stuff. So it's but to be honest, man, and I think I speak for everyone who's played in Revelstoke and knows what it's like to play there. The visors are going to add something to the game that was missing.
no, in general in every league, I completely agree. It just makes it look more professional.
Yeah.
It looks so much more
And
legit.
the connection with the fans, I know obviously you didn't get a chance to come and experience a game up there, but the
Yeah,
connection with the fans and the entertainment value it's going to add is just going to like,
yeah,
dude,
unbelievable.
it's going to be game changing, I think. And yeah, I just think it's a really positive thing.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the league. I mean, signing this agreement with the WHL, the AJ, SJ,
Yeah.
MJ, I mean, it's huge for making the league legit. Moving forward into the tiering process of tier one, tier two. Obviously, I mean, signing this agreement, huge for that. Huge for everything with the league as far as moving it forward and just legitimizing it further and making it a more competitive league where guys want to come from other places to come play. And I think we've already started to see the results of some of that with some of the signings teams have had for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think especially with the dub, do you think the dub will actually drop prospects down in these leagues?
Yeah, I
You
will.
think?
Yeah, maybe not right away, but over time for sure.
Over time.
It'll be
And
more of a eater.
yeah, they've completely changed the way that prospects are now going to come up. I don't know if you saw that.
No, for sure.
Um,
I did, yeah.
they're gonna be able to. I think it's like how many 15-year-olds are they allowed to have on the
It,
um
they're not allowed to like play, like have them, but they can like there's like I don't know, you're allowed to have like 10 or something play 4 games, something crazy like
yeah,
that.
okay.
Like yeah, it's some interesting changes to the rules. Keeping, these leagues young and developmental, I think is good. It
Yeah.
keeps the skill level high. And yeah, I think it's just going to make for a more exciting, more competitive league moving forward.
Dude, yeah. And I I just picture a fight going down in the center of the Revelstoke Forum, just like these guys, like two guys
Yeah.
squaring off at center ice, right? Like
Well, I mean, do you
there's
remember
so
like
many
at Outlaws games
times.
growing up?
What's
Like
that?
at Outlaws games when two guys would square up way
Dude,
behind the play and just
I,
go
s-
at it. It was
I
amazing.
still have a video of Mooney fighting. Do you remember that guy?
That was in a charity game.
Yeah, in the charity game where the guy's fucking elbow pad flies off and they're just swinging at each other.
Yeah,
It's
classic.
hilarious. No, it to be honest, man, if there's a fight, if Wittenberg gets out there and he's 6'7", beats the shit out of someone at center ice in Revelstoke, gets the crowd fired up. It's just different for the team, different for
Absolutely.
the fans, and it's just I don't know how they're gonna manage it suspension wise.
Yeah.
Like if they're gonna be like, don't fight, like they're gonna try and push it so that
Yeah,
you don't
crack
fight.
down.
But
Yeah.
it's always gonna be there. It's gonna add a different layer to the game. And I cannot tell you the amount of times that I wish we wore visors throughout
Yeah.
my
No.
career.
Yeah.
It's like there's those games where there's someone running around being a fucking idiot and you just want to do something about it. And it's gonna add it's gonna be like real hockey, man.
I agree.
Up
Yeah,
for it.
exactly. It's gonna be real hockey. So we're so pumped for junior hockey action to get back going in BC this year. If you want to find more information about this, the changes, everything, it's right on the front of the WHL's website, the PJHL website, KIJHL website, and every other league that's involved. It's the first thing you'll see. So we're super excited for what's coming next in BC junior hockey.
Dude, it's gonna be sick, man. Looking looking forward to watching the New Year's game next year.
So watching what?
Watching the New Year's game in Revy next year. I'm gonna
Yeah,
see a big
um,
fight or something. Be
that would be sweet.
fucking sick.
Maybe we'll go there for New Year's and watch the game together.
Dude, I'm going I'm heading up there for sure for New Year's. It'll be sick.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see about that. We can cover it.
Can you mad little live stream or what? Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the second episode. Surprised we made it this far. Of the Jungle Hockey Podcast. The jungle's been getting a little bit of a boost recently.
Sure has.
The jungle is coming back, and we'll get into that and a little bit more in our second episode here. So we're ready to lock in. And I'm here with my co-host, of course, Mr. Owen Elson.
How's it going, everyone? Yeah, some pretty crazy breaking news for the PJHL, the KIJHL, all of Western hockey. I mean, we're going to get into all of that.
Almost devastating.
But first of all, it is a little devastating for us, but it's good for the future of these leagues and all of that stuff. But yeah, before we get to that, I just really quickly want to thank everyone who listened to our first episode. Even if you didn't listen to it, if you shared it, followed us, or liked any of our social medias, anything, if you reached out, I mean, either each of us both got a ton of really nice messages from a lot of different people, whether it's friends, family, old teammates, old opponents. So that was really cool to see the support. We appreciate it, and we want to keep trying to grow this thing.
Yeah.
So, Joe, what have you been up to lately, buddy? I mean, we recorded that first episode in June, so it was a little outdated
Yeah,
when it came out.
it's been a little bit.
From now on, we're gonna be going weekly.
It's been a little
So,
bit. Yeah,
what have you been
I
up
definitely want to keep more consistently
to? 100.
recording each other and then getting more episodes out there. And yeah, I've been as you know, I've been preparing for next year, getting out on the ice a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
Asking a lot of people have been asking, when's the next pod coming out? Boards, all those guys, Brooksy, everyone's asking.
Oh, really?
Everyone's asking me what's going on. Yeah,
Right on.
literally everyone. Thorts, Bolt.
Brooksy, I want to see a share on the next episode.
Yeah, Brooks.
Come
Why not,
on.
man? Come on,
I
Dylan.
want to see Brooksy share this on his Instagram story.
Share the clip.
Proof he listened to it. See him share it. Then he can come on the pod.
Yeah, I got a lot of the guys, even Kinner. Even Kinner's been getting into me a little bit. But it's good. Been training a bunch and just getting ready to go down. Less than a month now.
That's
It's nuts,
crazy,
dude.
man.
It's
That's insane. Less than a month.
I looked. It's July 11th, man. It's gone so quick. But
That's and you're leaving on the
10th
10th.
of August,
Wow.
dude.
That's not
I know,
bad.
not.
That's so
It's
weird.
coming quick, dude. So I gotta make
Yeah,
sure I'm
it's
ready,
coming quick. Hey, feels like you just got back.
dude. Yeah. But I got all my gear. So
Oof.
do you see my Insta story?
Oh, yeah, I saw. Oh my God, it's beautiful.
It's amazing, and
It's unbelievable.
yeah, it's the first time I've had like literally everything covered,
Yeah.
everything under the
Oh
sun. So
no, they're so sick. Well, I mean, once you get going with jury, obviously we'll get some pictures of you in the full uni. It's gonna look nasty with those pads, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, and I mean, you big Jays guy, quick trip to Seattle.
oh yeah, I got to see Schwab. Shout out Brady Schwab for helping us get some pretty sweet tickets. Unbelievable.
That's
I've never sat
unreal.
club section before, so it's pretty sweet.
That's sick. And how the games were good?
Yeah, the games were well. The first game was kind of terrible. I'm not gonna lie, 2-1 win for the Mariners. It was pretty boring. But yeah, then the second game picked up a little bit. It was 5-4, I think, for the Jays, and they almost blew it. Gave us a little bit of a heart attack, which is good. But no, it was good. It was a fun weekend. It's for my dad's birthday and Father's Day, so
Oh,
pretty
nice,
fun.
sweet.
Yeah, yeah. No, I got some photos in front of the club sign and can flex it a little bit, so look good.
Nice,
Yeah,
dude,
man. What have you been
nice.
up to?
Thailand, bro. That's why the pod's been so
I
delayed.
still got the Chelsea shirt somewhere.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the shirt you
yeah.
bought me
No, we announced the pod, and then I went to Thailand for 2 weeks.
for 680 dong or
So
whatever it's called.
what?
Six.
Oh, baht.
What's the currency? Baht.
It was 400 baht.
400 baht. I thought it was
Oh,
dong.
four 450 baht. 450 baht.
What country is dong? That's different.
It is, yeah.
Vietnamese, Vietnam. Got it mixed up.
It's called the dong.
Yeah, DONG. Dong. One dong is 0.000054 Canadian dollars.
Yeah, no, Thailand was unbelievable, man. Yeah, it was an amazing time. Did a lot of cool things. We went there for a wedding. Cheyenne, my girlfriend Cheyenne's sister. So Cass and Ryan, congratulations. That was an amazing wedding, and yeah, it was an amazing trip. Thank you so much for having us there. It was beautiful. But yeah, no, the wedding was great. The trip was amazing. We just fed some elephants. Some snorkeling, some island hopping. Rented a motorbike and drove around the whole island. Lots of beaches. Yeah, we did some really cool things.
It looked like the trip of a lifetime, man. You guys have had two trip of a lifetimes now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Mauritius was ridiculous.
Thailand and
Most people don't
Mauritius.
even know what the fuck Mauritius is, but
I'm sure. I'm
pretty
sure.
similar.
I'm sure we're all wondering. What'd you shoot?
So yeah, I forgot to mention I played Santibury Royal Samui golf course. Used to be on the PGA Asian Tour. Luckily, we played scramble. So my my
Oh, thank God.
scramble. We rotated scramble partners. We played some holes solo. So this is a very like inaccurate score. Was 101.
Rough score, eh?
101, and that's a scramble score.
Bro.
It was the worst round of golf I've played in my entire life.
That sounds horrible. Oh, you was it pressure? It's because
Dude, you have a caddy, man, and every single one of them follows you to your shot, and we had a guy with us too with a caddy that wasn't playing. So there were five caddies, four golfers, and a spectator.
wow.
It was very high, and we paid like 250 Canadian dollars for the round. So I'm like, fuck me, like I don't want to suck ass, and then I did. But I will say I hit some of the best shots of my life too. I've never driven the ball like I did. I've never driven the ball like I did there.
That's
But
amazing.
I only did it about 3 or 4 times
Okay.
on drives. I had other
Hey,
good shots.
opener
So
up on the
overall,
drives
worth
for the
the year.
scramble partner. That's awesome. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, exactly. No, I did save us a few times, but I lost every hole of scramble. Like we did 12 scramble holes and 6 solo, and I lost 3. I played 3 holes with each guy, and I lost every round
Oh
of scramble.
man.
Yeah, no, I must have played with one guy twice actually. Or yeah. Anyways, whatever. But yeah, no, the most beautiful course I've ever seen. Obviously, it was crazy, but the ground is rock hard. You cannot chip for shit. It was the best part of my game. It was the worst. But besides the ground being hard, and most of it's fine. Gorgeous, unbelievable experience. Totally worth the money. I doubt I'll ever golf at a place like that again. It was
That's
crazy.
awesome, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay,
But
do you want to jump into?
yeah, let's do it. Let's get into this NHL recap. I think last time we talked was right before Game One of the Stanley Cup
Oh my
Finals,
God, I forgot that we haven't even talked about the
and
cup,
I
dude.
think it was right after Game One of the NBA Finals.
Let's go
So,
Oilers. Oh man, I can't. I
well,
thought
I
they were
will
coming
say
back.
I think we both took Florida in 6. Maybe you might
I
have
think
said
I said
7.
Florida in 5 or 6, which almost came to fruition, but it
Pretty close.
just
Pretty
missed.
close. Yeah, I think I said Florida in 6, and then for the NBA, I said Celtics in 5. So spot on there. You
Yeah,
said
you got it.
Celtics in 6 and 7.
Yeah,
I think that was more just what you wanted, though.
I think I was like, yeah, and then I was like, realistically, Celtics in 5. Like it was so
Yeah,
uncompetitive.
no, I
It's kind of a down year for the NBA, my opinion.
Yeah, I think we touched on that last
Like
time.
I said
Honestly,
before,
it
yeah.
wasn't average. But yeah, I mean, as far as the Stanley Cup Finals, unbelievable, best Cup final since 2011. I still think 2011 tops it, but
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
If Edmonton won, it would have been the greatest comeback in sports history, no doubt.
Oh, 100%. I was so rude. I was on the bandwagon, man. I was ready to go.
Me too.
But yeah, I caught, I think I was skating for the first half of the game. So I missed the first half, but then the second half of the game I got to watch, and I don't know, it just kind of fell apart, I guess. It just they didn't, I mean,
Right?
it's game 7, right? Like you got to go all out there, and both teams did, and it was, you know, Florida was realistically like Florida was the better
Yeah,
team.
they're the better team. They're the better team.
Florida was a better team. So the better team won, but I think
I agree.
amazing for the Oilers to be in that position and for Canada to be in that position as well. Just be one game away, right? Probably
Yes.
sports history. Like if we're being honest, like that's just absolutely unbelievable. So,
but yeah, I mean, fuck, it was such a good cup final. What do you think about McDavid getting the Conn Smythe? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I think if Bob doesn't let in, how many goals did he let in the last 3 games? Or was that spread of
One game was like
losses?
7-1, 8-1,
It was ridiculous.
and then 5-1, but 2 empty netters, I think. I don't know, like 12 or 15 goals, somewhere in there.
If they swept, he's getting it for
sure. Oh, Bob.
If they go 7 and he's playing the same way he did in the first 3 games, he gets it 100%. My opinion.
We did, didn't we? He only let him 1 goal.
What do you say?
Bob? He did in game 7, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like if he played the same as he did in like 1 to 3.
Sorry, so you're saying you think he should have got it?
What's that?
You think he should have?
I mean, I was goalie bias, right?
Like, yeah.
A little bit. For me,
I think McDavid.
I think
you break a Wayne Gretzky
like you can make a case for both.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, after they won, I thought it was going to be Barkov because holding Connor McDavid to 0 points in games 6 and 7
True.
is. And I mean, obviously, besides that, he was their best forward.
Oh yeah.
Point per game, like he was unbelievable. But I thought, yeah, any one of those 3. So I have no problem with McDavid winning it. I mean, what he did was ridiculous. I mean, I think he wasn't far off of the most points ever in our playoffs. He was like 6 points off or something.
Something ridiculous. You know,
and he broke the assist record, like mind blowing.
Bouchard had like the most. I don't know if this is true.
Broke the record. He broke the playoff points record. Right,
points record. Like no one talked about that.
Yeah, because people say he's bad defensively, and he's actually not. I don't know why people. Yeah, he has the odd pizza, but generally he is good defensively. People just don't watch enough. They just watch the highlights when he has those pizzas. If you don't think Evan Bouchard's the top 5 defenseman in the NHL, I think you're smoking.
7, top 7.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say top 5. But if you don't think Bouchard's top 7, at least top 10, you have no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's true.
If you think he's bad defensively, it's because you don't
He
watch.
really proved himself this year.
Yeah, in all areas. I mean, yeah, he has times where he's sloppy, but most guys do. Victor Hedman has been one of the worst defensive defensemen in the NHL for the last 4 years, and nobody's said a word.
100%. Yeah.
So it's just a reputation thing. He came in with a bad defensive reputation, but he's a stud.
Yeah.
One of the best defensive in the NFL for sure. I mean, the NBA, not too much to talk about. Jaylen Brown wins Finals MVP. I think that was pretty well deserved.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, a lot of new clips showing how corny he really is.
Yeah, dude. I was saying that in the first episode,
He's
man.
still proving people wrong. Like, I know you were. And I disagreed with you, and then he wins, and it's all the corniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, Joe was right. But I mean, good for him still. Like, he won. It's pretty
Obviously, yeah.
crazy.
He deserved, like,
a lot of people
he
wrong.
kind of ghosted
Yeah,
a little bit.
Little
Like, he kind of got
Yeah.
carried. And posted all the Kobe recreated photos and shit. It's so funny.
yeah, not my favorite, but
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, Celtics were the better team. I mean, Luka just doesn't have enough help there still.
Yeah.
Did what he dragged his team to the finals, and what can you do, man? Like, I think they outscored them
Really?
in the in the finals because they won the one game by like 50. And all the games they lost were close. So
Oh my god.
maybe I think that might have been after game 4. It was like they've outscored them, and maybe after the game 5.
In game 5, they just worked him.
Yeah, but not much else to mention there. Yeah, so for the awards, I mean, I don't want to go over all of it. It's kind of boring. Quinn Hughes won the Norris, so I think that was well deserved. I think Yossi was actually second and pretty close with Hughes, which is a little surprising. I thought McCarr would have been a little higher, but I mean, Yossi was unbelievable again. Always is. Love Roman Yossi.
It's the first time McCarr hasn't been in the top 2 in however long. So I mean, probably a while.
Yeah, like 3 years.
Yeah, he's always been there. He was nominated as well though, but still, like,
yeah,
it's usually right there. But yeah, it just shows how good Roman Yossi was this year. If you compare him,
yeah, absolutely, really underrated.
Yeah, 100%. And then
yeah,
Vezina was who again?
Connor Hellebuyck.
I don't know. I just don't like his game. I don't like it. I don't like his style, man. The way he plays is so weird.
Fair enough, but I mean, you can't deny the numbers.
The numbers are crazy.
When the regular stats and the advanced stats, he's leading both by a country mile. I think Demko came second in Vezina voting. He was unbelievable, but he did not sniff Hellebuyck. Like, I think he was the runaway favorite winner for the Vezina. But yeah, you don't like his style. Fair enough. He does look a little awkward sometimes. Like, he's kind of stand up, isn't he?
Yeah, he's big and he plays super. I mean, he doesn't really play like me. I play deep as well as a goalie, but I just don't like I don't like the way he looks in the net. If you know what I mean, like the eye test.
No eye test, but then he's got the
best stats. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
But he lets in some stinkers. That's why I feel like it might be my vision might be tainted of him, because when he gets beat, it looks bad.
It looks fair
but
enough.
He's just far and away statistically the best goalie in the league and awarded for it.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah. And then the Hart Trophy, Nathan McKinnon.
Yep.
Think he deserved it. There's not much you can say to argue against it. I think a lot of people thought Kucherov should have had it. My problem with Kucherov is I think he had 2 even strength goals after January 1st.
Yeah.
Like, you got 40 goals, but you got 25 on the power play. You got not 100 assists, but 80, not 80, but like 50 of them were on the power play. Like, you're not as valuable as a guy like McDavid or McDavid, Matthews, McKinnon, who are doing it way more at even strength. I mean, Nathan McKinnon, even in years where I think last year I think he led the league in even strength points over McDavid, but McDavid had like 30 more points than him. So I could be wrong, but I think so. Regardless, I think Nathan MacKinnon definitely deserved this one.
Yeah.
That's my only argument against Kucherov. I mean, the fact that he had almost 100 assists, or did he get it? He did get it. Sorry, he did get 100 assists. Do you want to fact check that for me, quick? For us, that's stupid. But yeah, so
He got 100
he was
assists.
unbelievable. Yeah, but it's just more about how he got them, I guess, for me, that puts Nate a little bit more above him and made Nate seem a little more valuable to his team to me.
Right.
I'm not sure how you feel, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like Kucherov as much as I like McKinnon and McDavid, obviously, just as a player in general. But
yeah,
McKinnon definitely. For me, it wasn't close. I think McKinnon was runaway probably the most valuable player in the league. So I have no problem with him getting that, taking that award home. But
well, sorry, I didn't think it was close, but I think it was clearly Nate's win.
Yeah,
Still obvious enough.
yeah, still obvious enough where it was like it wasn't. I guess it wasn't a runaway win, but it was like, yeah, he should get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe now that we're done with the main awards, we'll go into the draft a little bit. So, Macklin Celebrini first overall. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, of course.
The one that shocked me the most was Ivan Demidov falling to 5.
Oh man, that's such a steal.
Second best player. I figured that would be one of the steals that you had.
Yeah.
I think Demidov, unbelievable. At 6 overall, Tijagina, I wasn't a big fan of that pick. I think he's going to be a great player. I think he's going to be a top 6 forward, but I think at 6 there were guys with a lot more upside. I think his name got him picked about 5 or 6 picks earlier than he should have gone. Not that makes that much of a difference, but the difference between a top 5, 6 guy and a top 10, 11, 12 guy is actually pretty big usually. So I wasn't a huge fan of that pick. I didn't hate it. And then another one I loved was Berkeley Catton at 8 to Seattle.
That was mine. Yeah, that was another one of mine.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I'll let you give one next, but I think that was one of my favorite picks. I think his numbers, it was a lot of them. I can't remember the exact stat, but a lot of them were like the only other players who had done it were like McDavid, Crosby, and Tavares in the CHL.
Yeah.
Type of things like points or goals or whatever it was. So I think he's going to be amazing. I think he arguably could have gone 3rd.
You think that high?
Probably not, but you can make a case
for him.
I think Lev and Demidov should have been 2 and 3 for sure, and then after that, or Demidov then.
Yeah, I had Demidov, Berkeley Catton, and then Sam Dickinson drops to 11.
Love that one too.
For San Jose. I thought he was, and then also I don't want to steal both of yours if you got this one as well, but what was it? Who did they trade with? Who did Minnesota trade with?
Is it Zeev?
Yeah.
Your name was Zeev?
For Bouillon.
Yeah, that was mine. I actually wrote best pick of the entire draft
to
him. Yes, I think he will be. So you know what? I think he's going to be better than Lev Shunov. I just think Lev Shunov's going to be ready a lot quicker.
Okay. Yeah.
Or Lev Shunov will be more two-way. Like I like my offensive defenseman a little more.
Fair enough.
But I think Zeev has the highest ceiling. Let's say.
Yeah, you think bigger potential.
I think he's the best pick. Yeah.
But longer to develop.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not. He's just more offensive, so it just doesn't always translate the same way.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, those are my kind of top guys.
Yeah, no, those are all the ones I had.
Really? Okay.
Another one
literally the exact same takes. So
I said I wrote a few more later ones. I put Tarek Parasek out of Prince George in a dub. He's taken 17th by Washington. I think that's a good pick. He is so nasty, dude. You got to watch some of this guy's highlights.
Yeah.
He played with Zach Funk.
Oh yeah.
And I think Riley Height.
Yeah.
Like their line was ridiculous. And yeah, Parasek, keep an eye out for him. I think he'll be a bit of a riser going into next year.
Yep.
And then this is quite a bit later in the draft, but I think Aaron Kibiharu was the projected number 1 pick in the draft 2 years ago. He's had some really bad injury issues. He's not growing. Dude, he was ranked by between 30 and 60, second round. He went 4th round. Also to Minnesota. And I mean, yeah, he's had his struggles, but I think the potential there is
Oh, if
worth a
he can
first.
stay healthy,
Like,
and he's young, right? Like he's gonna heal
yeah,
just because he's got a
yeah,
little bit of an injury record.
yeah. No,
Really
I
worth
think
it to take him.
probably the best later round pick of a draft, in my opinion. Like the potential there is just so massive. He told Bill Guerin when he got drafted that he was the biggest steal of the draft. Did you see that clip?
I didn't.
So sick. Went right up to Bill Guerin. You got the best steal of the draft after they took him.
Good, man.
Betting on
I
him.
like the confidence.
Right. And then Romani was a Canucks pick in the 4th or 5th round. He led the OHL in goals.
Yeah.
And he went in like the 5th round. I know he is in his second year of draft eligibility, but still, I think that's a great pick for a late round.
Yeah.
Besides that, there's a couple more picks that I didn't love. Yakimchuk.
Carter Yakimchuk?
Yeah. He's not bad. I think he'll be a good, solid two-way guy. But there was better players available in that spot. Like I mean, he was the first defenseman to go. Second, Lashunov. And I think Siliev, Dickinson, Zeev would have been
all better. Yeah.
Perek.
You think?
I think all 4 of those guys would have been better picks. So I just don't love the value there. I don't necessarily think Yakimchuk's gonna be a bad player. Then the only other one I didn't love was Beckett Seneke at 3rd to Anaheim. I mean, he was barely a point per game.
Did you see the clip of him when he got picked? He's just like his mind is like boggled. He's like, oh, yeah, he has no idea what's going on. He's like, "Are you sure they said my name, man?"
Yeah. No. There were rumors about that leading up to the draft. It was the same thing with McTavish. He was supposed to go 11 or 12. I mean, Seneke was supposed to go 40th. So that one was a little different. Yeah. But no, I mean, Seneke was. Some guy said Seneke top 10. He was all over the place in rankings.
That's weird.
I still think 3rd. Like, just trade down.
Yeah, man. You could probably pick. Realistically, you could pick him up top 10. You trade down, even top 15.
Yeah. So I didn't think that was a good pick at all. I thought that was a really bad pick, to be honest. But it worked out with McTavish really well. Maybe it'll work out with him too. I'm sure he'll still be a very good player. Just the value compared to what was there again.
It's not as good as compared to what was on the board, right?
Yeah. And then, do you have any more?
No, you did way more. You did more analysis than I did. I kind of gave my picks, and a lot of them were the same as yours. So we agreed.
I just wanted to pick a couple of late round guys too, just so we didn't only talk about
I didn't
round picks.
To be honest,
about, right?
Once it was done with our year, and I stopped recognizing a lot of the names. This is kind of the first year where it's like I've never played with these guys. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, it's a good point actually. I'm just looking at my names now. Yeah,
like it's weird because like when it was our year, we watched later in the rounds, be like, oh my god, I played with that guy, I played against that guy, right?
Yeah. You're watching the 4th, 5th, and 6th round, and that's when most of them are going, and you're like,
7th, right?
Watching Weeb go in the 7th round was unbelievable.
I lost my mind. I still remember I was sitting in the living room, and my mom was like making burgers on the barbecue or something. I was like, Mom, Abram just got taken. Oh my god! Like we were losing our minds. Yeah. It was awesome.
I was at the Ridge Grill at Cedar Ridge with Doc and Chase and Cody.
Yeah.
I mean, Doc and Chase obviously both played with Abram too, and we were all sitting there because Abram had told us like it was 50-50 that he might go, and we were literally just sitting there refreshing the draft app.
Yeah.
Over and over and over, and then all of a sudden, all of us at the same time. Oh my god! Holy shit! Like.
So good for him, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's so crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy to see that.
It was just nuts. But yeah, no. So now for this year, it's just like I don't really pay attention as much. I guess what I was getting at.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I get it.
But yeah,
Um, and then I mean, I guess we can kind of move over to the slide over to the NBA. I'm not going to talk about the awards. Jokic won it, right?
yeah, yeah, completely deserved. We were talking about
Yeah, no surprises. No surprises there
we
at
were
all.
talking about what he needs to do to be a top 10 player of all time, top 15 player of all time.
And two more rings and two more Finals
Yeah, we
MVPs.
talked about that last episode, but yeah, it was
Yeah,
he I'm worried about him in Denver, but I think if he can dominate and stay there, all the power
yeah,
to him. If he wants to move, he's gonna have to move to a Lakers or a Celtics or a big market team. We've talked about this before though.
yeah. No, no. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. I understand that.
Um
Yeah, as far as the NBA draft, this Rissaker from France who went first.
yeah, Francis
Yeah,
stepped up,
so I
dude.
mean, I saw some pretty different opinions about that pick. I think a lot of people thought Star should have gone first.
Yeah.
He ended up going second to the Wizards. I mean, both of them are actually from France, which is pretty crazy. 1 and 2 going from France.
Yeah, internationals.
Um, yeah, crazy. And then Shepard goes third overall to Houston. Where did he play? He was at Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky. Shepard was at Kentucky.
Good.
And then Castle goes fourth to the Spurs. I mean, the Spurs in a few years, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're gonna be ridiculous.
Castle's a guard, so they got
They got the 1-2 now
guard.
set up.
Exactly. They got the 1-2. They got Wemby. Yeah, they're looking pretty nasty. He was at UConn. And then fifth overall pick, Holland the second from G League Ignite, the now disbanded program.
Yeah.
6'7" forward. Then I mean, there's not really much.
Who'd the
to say
Raps
about
take?
The Raps took Jacoby Walter, 6'4" guard from Baylor. He looks good. I was a fan of that pick.
Good.
He's good at Baylor, and I think they need a guard, right?
Yeah, they do. They need a guy to play with Grady and Scotty.
Yeah.
Right? Play Scotty at the 3?
4.
You think he? Yeah. Okay.
He can do any. He can play any fucking position.
Yeah, he
it doesn't even
can.
matter. Yeah, and then a few other picks that I just wanted to kind of touch on. Zach Edey, 9th overall.
I think he's gonna be so good, dude.
7'4" Canadian center.
I think he's gonna be so good.
Can't wait for him to be centering Canada's national team at the Olympics and the World Cup. They need him. They played US yesterday. I think they only lost by about 10, but their second unit got killed.
Yeah,
their first unit actually dominated, and then second unit got crushed.
Yeah.
And then Rob Dillingham, he was one of the top projected picks in the draft. He got drafted by the Spurs, and then draft and trade to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who might have the scariest 5-man unit in the NBA.
Yeah.
They're Ant, Dillingham, Gobert, Cat, and is it McDaniels the other one?
Is it?
McDaniels? He's the best defender in the league.
Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah. So, and I think there's another good player there. I forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're good. I think they're going to be unbelievable. They have to keep building around Luka, right?
Yeah.
So this is sorry. No,
Timberwolves. Timberwolves. Keep pulling about Ant.
Sorry. Yeah, no, the Timberwolves. I mean, they gotta keep building around Ant. I mean, Cat and Gobert. First year, that experiment looked like a disaster. They stuck with it, and it was the best 4 or 5 we've seen in a very long time. They dominated together.
Yep.
It's a great combo. So, I mean, they're just showing that commitment to keep pushing. I mean, made the Final Four this year. Nobody expected it. So, and then the only other pick I had written down was Bronny James, 55th overall. The Lakers, the 6'2" guard.
I'm surprised.
What do we think about the Bronny
surprised
pick?
some team didn't waste a second-round pick on him.
Yeah, but you don't think there was an agreement there?
You think?
Across the whole league, they can't touch Bronny.
You think?
You don't think?
Or what, man? It's professional sports.
I don't know. You don't think someone would have done it to make LeBron you don't think a team?
I think
You don't think someone would have just drafted him so they can get Bron?
Yeah, 100%. I think someone would do that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They would have.
Yeah, they should have.
They
And I think they should have.
I know, but I don't think they were that dumb not to. I think somebody would have.
Yeah.
I think there was a bit of an
I don't know. I
agreement in
think
place that
I kind
Bronny is
of
untouchable to anyone except the Lakers.
yeah, he's going to LA. Maybe
Yeah,
he
like they're
told
like,
them
yeah,
he
he's
was
going.
like,
I think
I
he
don't
did.
want I
I think
only
he
want
did.
to in his interviews, you know?
I heard he only worked out for two teams. He refused workouts. Yeah, but I know he did really good at the combine. I actually think he'll be a decent NBA player. But no, he had a great combine. He's clearly an athlete. I think people might forget that he had a heart attack last year. That's not an easy thing for a 19-year-old to come back from. He's LeBron's son. I don't know, man. I would give this kid a chance. I think he's a good pick there. Like I think he should have gone earlier.
That's a serious injury.
Just
It's very,
yeah,
very serious. Like,
he recovered well. And athletically, he's a freak. So
yeah,
I yeah, he's a good shooter. He went crazy shooting at the combine. I know that. So I think Ronnie will work out, and I think people need to stop hating on him just because of his dad.
he's definitely got a
I
chance. He's
think
got to work though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it probably shouldn't have been a one and done out of college, but
he should have waited a year. He should have dominated this
if
year.
LeBron wasn't his dad, he would have waited. But he didn't want to bother transferring, and USC clearly wasn't the right school.
Yeah, that's right.
Should have gone to Ohio.
That's right. No, I think I
Um,
I, I would have loved if some low budget team, like low market team took him, like Charlotte or something, like someplace completely random takes Bronny, and then LeBron
right.
gets forced
Player,
into going
yeah,
somewhere
that,
shitty. It
yeah.
would have been funny as hell, but
No,
no, he ends up going to the Lakers, which is obviously they just want to keep LeBron around, right?
okay, so now moving on to some NBA free agency. We're only going to talk about one major deal, really. I mean, Klay Thompson leaving the Golden State Warriors signed a 3-year, $50 million contract with the Mavs. What do you think about that one, Joe?
I don't
Even
know.
no more
Listen, he
splash
was a total brick in playoffs. I mean, he hasn't been the same since he got hurt.
yeah,
Um, he was absolutely nasty before he got hurt. And do you think I don't know if he can recapture some of that for him, then maybe. But half the comments I see on every Instagram post ever is, "Don't forget, Klay Thompson went 0 for 10 in a elimination game." So I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to live that down, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, like he's obviously getting up there, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays with Luca and Kyrie. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
yeah,
And I mean, the only other big free agency thing I can think of is Paul George going to the 76ers. I mean, do you think that that makes the Sixers like a more of a legit threat now, or do you think he's
I
not?
think so. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
I
think
agree.
Paul George is a little past it. I
Yeah,
think.
but Embiid's still with it big time.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see how he fits in there.
Yeah,
Um, he leaves the Clippers in a pretty, I don't know, not a great spot. I mean, they still got
they're in a
Kawhi.
shit position right now.
Yeah, they still got Kawhi, but Kawhi, we all know Kawhi should have left. Kawhi should not have left Toronto.
No,
Biggest
obviously
mistake of his
not. That's
career.
pretty obvious now.
Obviously huge mistake. But anyways, I think yeah, I think PG. Of course, any team he goes to, he's gonna add. He's
Yeah.
still a world class basketball player. Like he's of course he's gonna add value to their team. It's just I don't know how he fits in. They're pretty solid. They're gonna be pretty solid next year, I think.
No, I think so. I mean, as long as Embiid stays healthy, that's the main thing for them. I mean, he's top three, top five player in the league right now. So, I mean,
100%.
that's pretty big for it. But, I mean, yeah, I don't think we're going to talk about too much more NBA stuff. I think that's a good enough recap. Two of the biggest signings. So, we'll move on to the NHL free agency. And with this, we're also just going to go over the major signings that were all made. So, I mean, to start the first one, I mean, he was an RFA, but Philip Hronik re-signing Vancouver. 8 years, 7.25 per year, $58 million total. How do you feel about that contract for Vancouver?
Great value.
Being a partial Canucks fan,
Great value. I'd say I'm a full Canucks fan.
really over Chicago now.
I don't know,
Chicago,
like with the state, I'm kind of because Chicago's they're still in the same. Are they in the same? I guess they're.
they're both in the
I don't
West.
know. They're hard. It's hard to cheer for Chicago and Vancouver in the same year.
Yeah,
Kind
true.
of bandwagon pop between each one. Like obviously, I was full on in in the Canucks when they were in the playoffs against Edmonton there.
Yeah, I think everyone
But
was.
yeah, dude, it took over the city. But um, no, I think Hronek absolutely ghosted in the playoffs. Did he even have a point?
He scored in their last game, I'm pretty
He
sure.
scored in their that was his first
Might have
point.
had, I think he had one or two assists, but I think he was pretty brutal in the playoffs.
He was pretty bad in the playoffs. I think they definitely would have paid him more if he like really popped off in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, Frank Saravelli was saying the number was going to start with 8, and I mean 7.25 came quite a bit below that. But
Yeah,
overall, I mean, when you look at what Hronek provides defensively, it's pretty underwhelming. Quinn,
yeah.
like playing with Quinn, obviously will help cover up a lot of that, and I think he will be impactful offensively. But I think that money could have been used better elsewhere. I mean, if it was me, I probably would have traded him and tried to. I don't know. I just don't think he's. I think that's a lot of money allocated towards him for the value he provides if he's not playing alongside Quinn Hughes. And I mean, even if he is, I think you get better guys to play with Quinn. But
I
overall, like
think
I don't think it's gonna be like detrimental to the team or anything. Like he's still a
I
good
don't think
player.
it's going to be a Myers contract or a
No,
Louis
no, I
Erickson
don't think so
contract or
either.
anything like that. I think over the long term, we'll definitely be able to, in a few years' time, be able to judge and say, okay, this is a good contract, or if this is
Yeah,
kind of
well, I
falling
mean,
apart a little bit. But
it's pretty huge. He's
um,
26 years old still. That really helps a lot. Like he's a lot less likely to fall off early into a long deal. So I mean,
this
that's
is
probably the positive.
yeah, this is the only thing I'm worried about is this is his big payday,
Yeah, for sure.
and it's an 8-year contract.
Yeah,
So
he's
if 4 years down the line, if he starts, fading off, you're still gonna have to pay him 8 mil a year, or seven
yeah,
25 a year,
yeah, for
no
sure.
matter what. So I think, yeah, I don't know if he'll. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think he showed that in the regular season. He just kind of had a bit of a shitty playoffs,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think time will tell with this one a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, I think he could. I don't think he's going to supersede the value of his contract or anything, but I definitely think he could at least meet the expectations or at
Yeah,
least meet his dollar value. It also does help in the future with the salary cap going to continually increase. I mean, that's huge for long term deals being stuck with them. But I think that's pretty good for Hronik there. So, I mean, honestly, let's just go straight to another Canucks signing. Let's go to Dakota Joshua. I mean, this was one of, I think, the best. I mean, again, I mean, he was a UFA, but they locked him up before he hit the open market. I realistically think this is one of the best free agent deals that are out there. I think he will probably regress a bit from last year. Um, his shooting percentage was really, really high. And I just don't, I just feel like he kind of exceeded
he's
expectations a little bit.
he's 28.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize how old he was. Oh my god, I thought he was
he's not
young.
young. He's been around. No, he's been like an AHL player, and I mean, he's
Wow.
finally came into his own. So this is probably his big contract.
Yeah,
But I mean, as a 28-year-old in the fourth year of it, he's probably going to be declining. But yeah, I think it's a really good deal. I think it's a fair price for what he provides, even if he does regress a bit.
yeah, I think it's good. I mean, he was a key player in the Canucks playoff run again.
100%. Big.
So I
Seems like
think
he's
he
been around.
really he earned that contract in the playoffs this
Yeah,
year
for
for sure.
sure.
Like he was underrated, and then he became correctly rated
Yeah, I
after
agree with you.
some of the performances that he put up in the playoffs. Which is
Yeah.
he's a playoff player too. He's just
Oh,
gritty. He's
uh,
a good player. Like he gets in the
profile.
corners. Yeah, yeah, literally. A little bit rough. He knows how to
Yeah,
play.
yeah, he's no, he's not afraid to back down. That's for sure.
No, that's right.
Another RFA deal here. Casey Middlestat resigning in Colorado following the trade there from Buffalo for Bowen Byram. What do you think about that resigning? 3 years, 5.75 per year, 17.25. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had over 60 points this year, so it looks pretty good to me.
Pretty underrated, I think.
I think so. I mean,
I didn't
this was
really
kind of his
do.
breakout.
What's that?
This was kind of his breakout year.
Yeah, a little bit. I think if he can keep it up, he'll be good value for money.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, five.
Left-handed centerman,
Yeah,
25 years old. Um, he was an RFA,
yeah, he was.
so
Yeah,
I mean, this is like his first real contract, right?
yeah,
But
yeah. Good enough to get paid too.
yeah, he got paid a little bit, but again, like it just kind of shows the value that they got from Joshua. They're
Yeah,
paying him almost not quite half as much, um, and still getting like a decent centerman. They're not really that comparable, actually. I don't know why I said that.
It's
But
okay.
no,
I think I get what you were trying to say. I mean, Joshua getting $2.5 million less as a third liner, like he's
yeah,
still providing a pretty exceptional value. I think those are both pretty good contracts, to be honest.
yeah,
Yeah, and then another one here, Dylan DeMello signed in Winnipeg, 4 years, $19.6 million, 4.9 per year, 31 years old. Some people might think this is a big one for a shutdown guy like him, but I think he might be the most underrated defenseman in the NHL. I absolutely love Dylan DeMello. Like I
yeah.
don't think it gets better than him defensively, and I think that's a great signing there for value.
Hmm. Yeah, I always take this guy in fantasy, and he never really does much for me. So
Yeah, because he's a
I don't.
defenseman.
Yeah, he's like no, he's a block shot warrior though.
True. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he always gets those half points for block shots. But no, I don't. For relative for the money, I mean, he is 31. That's the only
Yeah, that's
issue is like, but with his game style, like I don't know if he's gonna
exactly.
regress that much.
Yeah, like his play style probably allows him to keep playing at a similar level for a while now, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And then let's keep moving
Who else
over
we got?
into well, we got one more or no, two more guys who re-signed right before they hit the open market, and that's Max Domi with Toronto, 4 years, 15 million, 3.75 a year. Pretty similar
Yeah,
to Joshua's deal, similar to Joshua's age. Not that different from Joshua's play style either. I think that's a good contract. Fair
yeah,
value.
yeah. I think. Yeah, I completely. Yeah, I pretty much agree with you on
Yeah, like
everything there.
it's there's not much. I mean, we explained Joshua pretty well, and I think it's just really similar to that. I think that's
Yeah,
pretty comparable. And then another huge one here: Sam Reinhart staying in Florida after a career season, 8 years, $69 million, 8.63 per year from Vancouver. 28 years
BWC guy,
old.
isn't he?
Sorry,
BWC guy, wasn't he?
no, he was Hollyburn, I think.
Hollyburn. I remember playing at a
Hollyburn.
rink, and there was like his little memorial thing there.
Yeah, well, him and his not a memorial. You die.
Oh yeah, he didn't die, but no, I mean like
His
you know what
poster.
I'm talking about. His
Yeah.
shrine, his
Yeah,
statue.
yeah, exactly. And then his both of his brothers have one there too. And I think who's the other player that played there?
Uh,
Oh, Kerfoot,
Not
Alex Kerfoot.
Eberle,
Kerfoot.
Kerfoot.
Yeah, Kerfoot played there too. But
Yeah,
I mean, great. I mean, it's pretty expensive, but for what he provided for Florida this year, if he can keep this up for a few more years, I think it's a good deal. He was
yeah,
unbelievable this year, unbelievable in the playoffs, scored the Stanley Cup winning goal. I like it for Florida.
yeah. I mean, eight. That's a really specific number, eh? He really wanted 69 million total.
Yeah, I think he did, eh?
Do you think
8.63.
that's a thing? Like, do you think he like just wanted 69 million? He was just like he went into the office. He was like, "This is the number."
I couldn't tell you, man. I could not tell
8.63 a
you.
year. That's oddly specific. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of weird. I've never
Yeah.
really seen that before. And then do you want to run into the when it actually hit the open market here?
Yeah, well, I mean, both of these two guys had their RFA rights traded. So I mean, they would have been their UFA rights traded.
Yeah.
So they would have been unrestricted, but they signed, kind of while they were already in talks. So Jake Gensel, probably the biggest signing of the day. That one hurts. 7 years, 63 million,
A
$9 million per
man.
year. 29-year-old winger. He was unbelievable in Carolina this year. He was always been great for Pittsburgh. As a Penguins fan, it was pretty tough to see him leave in the first place.
Yeah.
And then seeing him go to Tampa, like in the East. I mean, obviously Carolina was in our division, but it was just for the rest of the year. Whereas now he's in Tampa for the next 7 years. That's going to suck. But I love Gensel. I'm glad he got paid. Good for him. Great
Yeah.
signing.
Yeah, I think so too. I think little heavy on the cap. Was he the highest average
I
salary
believe
guy?
for unrestricted free agents for sure. I know Hedman got 8 as a restricted guy. A lot of guys in
Buchnevich got 8 as well.
restricted as well.
Yeah.
And a few guys in the 7 range, but mostly RFAs. It looks like. So yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
the highest
was
paid.
he was the highest paid.
Yeah,
Other than because he got 9, Stammer got 8.
yeah.
Yeah, we can. I guess we should
Let's
lean
talk about
into
Stammer right now.
Nashville, dude.
Let's just talk about Stammer right now since we're talking about Gensel. I mean, what do you think about the decision to let Stammer walk and keep Gensel.
I don't know. I think that guy was like the cornerstone of your franchise, right?
Yeah, he's there
And
for I think 16
they
years. I
offered
think
him pennies, didn't they?
I heard that the offer was $3 million for 8 years.
Yeah, 3 a year for 8. I mean,
Yeah,
which is still like for a guy like me, like I'm taking 3 mil
yeah, but
for
they're
8.
banking on him retiring.
Of course. And then
So
they're gonna stretch
like,
him
and he
out and
knows
then pay
that.
him long term, right?
Yeah,
Um but yeah, I think Tampa Bay, they're always gonna find a way around the cap, right? That's what they do.
yeah,
Um Stammer, that was probably their effort of trying to get Stamkos to play the last couple years of his career and then get him around the cap and still pay him. So
yeah. I guess. I mean, it seems like it was pretty sour there between Stamkos and the Lightning, but from a strictly business perspective, I like it for Tampa Bay. I think that was the right move to let him go and sign Gensel. I think the best move probably would have been to just not, sorry, to not reacquire Ryan McDonough, which
yeah,
I like McDonough. I think he's a great player, but that's the reason they couldn't afford Stamkos. I think Stamkos would have stayed for $4.5 million for 5 or 6 years.
yeah,
Um, so I don't know. I really understand it from that point of view. But if you look at it just from letting Stamkos walk and signing Gensel, I like it as a business move. Same time, it's really disrespectful to do that to a guy who's had a
drafted there, really,
yeah
wasn't he?
blood, sweat, and tears for the team for 16 years. It's pretty crazy to see. There's just no loyalty, but
Yeah,
yeah, that was a big one. So there's a couple more covered. Chris Tanev. I mean, obviously Toronto acquired his UFA rights. I mean, what do you think about this one? Quite a weird contract for a
dude,
34-year-old defensive defenseman, wouldn't you think?
they're gonna pay him till he's 40, 4.5 million a year in a team that's already struggling with the cap in Toronto. Like, I don't know. It's almost like they keep doing it to themselves where they sign these guys to these long term
Yeah,
deals at, that probably is a fair price to pay for Chris Tanev for maybe a 2 year contract.
I agree. I completely agree with you there.
Uh,
Giving him
six
six
years is
years is,
absurd.
yeah, absurd. That's the great best way to put it. I mean, with DeMello, Pesci, a couple other guys, best shutdown defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah.
And that he'll be worth that contract for 3 years. I think his gameplay will translate. He'll still be good when he's 37, but after that, man, you just can't. He could keep it up, but not at a level where he's worth $4.5 million. So I think they're really gambling on winning the next kind of 3 to 4 years.
And then he retires.
And I don't know what's going to happen there, man. Like it's pretty crazy.
Looks like a possible buyout slash
Yeah,
retirement long term
yeah, exactly,
plan
right.
contract. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
And then so two of the more active teams, one of the teams has been said to like have won free agency is Nashville.
Yeah,
Obviously, we
yeah,
talked about
man.
Stamkos. Uh, how do you say Brady's last name?
I say Shea, but
Brady
I don't know if
Shea.
that's right. Yeah, Shea.
And then Jonathan Marchessault as well, and re-signing Saros to a big contract.
Yeah, unbelievable there.
Um, yeah, I mean he other than I mean he for 775 a year, 774, sorry.
Yep.
I think Saros is a really good goalie. Like being
No,
a
I agree
goalie,
with you for
I
sure.
love his game, the way he plays. But do you think it's a fair price to pay for him or what?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's only about 5 goalies in the NHL who have really proven that they're going to be consistently good on a year-to-year
Yeah,
basis. Goaltending seems so random. I think there's about 5 guys that are consistently good, and I think Saros is one of them. So I like that contract. Say what you want about the dollar values that Shea and Stamkos got. Some people thought they were a little high, especially with Shea's term. He's 30, Stamkos is 34. They have both of those guys until they're 37, 38 years old now.
yeah,
I love Brady Shea's game. I saw a lot of people hating on this contract. I liked it. And I mean, Stamkos, yeah, that contract's probably going to hurt when he's 37 and 38. But their team got a hell of a lot better, no matter what you say. And
100%.
Marchessault, I think, is a great deal. Yeah, he's 33. The last year, maybe the last 2 years of his contract might not be great. But again, you're getting great value for a really good player with crazy experience. He won the Conn Smythe last year.
Yeah.
Like, So that I like what Nashville did, to be honest.
I think, yeah, I think the first 3 or 4 seasons of all these guys' contracts are going to be.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a good spot.
Nashville's a contender now, which is
I
a
agree.
bit surprising to hear,
Yeah.
considering the season that they
Oh,
had last year. But getting yeah, did the Canucks sweep them? Yeah, they did. Did
no,
they?
no.
No,
Six.
they
Six
lost.
teams, dude.
They
Six.
lost in they lost in Nashville, and then they lost at home. Yeah, it was in six.
Six.
Yeah. Anyways, Nashville
I think they lost two of them.
obviously becoming now a somewhat of a contender for the cup for the next 2 years. It's just their future beyond that might be a little bit questionable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, another team that was pretty active, Boston, had two big signings with Nikita Zadorov and Elias Lindholm, two Vancouver Canucks. I
yeah,
thought these were
that
both.
hurt.
If I'm being complete, I wanted Vancouver to bring Zadorov back. I love Zadorov's game. I like Lindholm's game. I think both of these contracts are huge overpays and
Yeah,
way too much term. I think these are two of the worst contracts given out.
yeah,
Lindholm is not a first line center, and they're paying him like one, and they're going to use him as one. Maybe with David Pastrnak, he's able to bring his numbers back up. It's possible, but
yeah.
what they're paying him, I think they could have found someone better. Zadorov, he's a good third pair defenseman, but to give him $5 million and throw him into 20 minutes a night, I don't think is going to work out in the long run in the regular season. So I'm not a fan of those two deals at all, to be honest.
I don't know. I think again, it's gonna be one you read a couple seasons away from now,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
obviously Zadorov was a fan favorite
Yeah,
in
I love
Vancouver.
Zadorov, but that money is crazy.
5 mil a year is a bit. I don't know. I don't know if he. Do you think he's? I don't think he's worth that much.
If you
Lindholm,
gave
on the
him
other hand,
four
I don't
years,
think.
if you gave him 4 years, okay. Then
Yeah,
let's
I'd agree with that. But
let's
Lindholm's contract is significantly worse, considering he's a third line shutdown defensive style center. Um, he was he was great with the Canucks, man. I really liked him with the Canucks. Do I think we should have traded Kuzmenko for him? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that trade in hindsight. I think Talk
Yeah,
just needed to give Kuzmenko a better chance and a better role, but it is what it
I
is.
think Talk hated Kuzi.
Huh?
I think Talk hated
Yeah,
Kuzmenko. I don't
he
think he
just didn't
liked
like
him.
his game.
Yeah,
But I mean, obviously the Canucks fill that hole. They, well, not really Lindholm, but they add themselves the winger that Pedersen needs, Jake DeBrusk, 7 years for 5.5, 27 years old, 38 and a half total. What do you think about this one? I like it.
DeBrusk. I mean, he's a good. Where's his contract here? He's a left winger.
Yeah.
He's a good. I actually did. I like this contract as well.
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't
Yeah.
know, five and a
No,
half
it's
million
good.
over 7 years, that long for a 27-year-old is
Yeah.
pretty solid. You're getting him in his prime. If he
Yeah, I
gets
agree.
better, he'll be. I think he has the potential to out like be very good value.
Yeah, I agree. I think he needs to play with Pedersen. Pedersen needs that winger
Yeah,
with him. I think he's a good playoff player. He's gritty. He's physical. He's the type of guy Pedersen needs on his line. I like it a lot, to be
yeah,
honest. I think he fills a hole there and should make Vancouver a better team.
I think so.
Yeah.
And
Um,
then
sorry,
who
I was
else
just
we got?
I was just say, well, that Seattle had two pretty big signings. Not really a fan of either of them. Brandon Montour, 7 years, $7.14 million, 50 total, 30 years old.
Yeah,
I don't really know what Seattle's goal is right now. I don't understand their identity. Chandler Stevenson, 7 years, 6.25 per year, 30 years old. Are they trying to win now?
I don't
They
know.
think I just don't. These deals don't make sense to me. I think they're both great players, but I think they're both given way too much term and a few too many $1 million. Like it's just
Yeah,
those don't fill the needs in my eyes that Seattle has right now. I think they should be looking to get younger or keep building on their identity. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it makes sense.
what do you think of Slavkovsky's contract?
I think I like it personally. I think he proved last year that he's going to be at the very worst a 60, 70 point guy. I think he's going to be a solid top six forward. He's still learning how to play in the NHL, but
Yeah,
20
he's 20
goals,
only.
30 assists, 50 points last year. I mean, I believe, I don't know if it was the last 30 games, but he had a 30-game stretch near the end of the year where he had 30 points. He was
Yeah,
consistent at the end of the year. He played well with Caulfield and Suzuki. I think I like it. I think it's going to age well, especially with the cap going up. And if he doesn't end up being a 70-point guy and he's more like a 50-point guy, with the cap going up, it's not an awful contract for a young player. So I like
I
it.
think I think it adds up to being 8 years from now it'll look pretty good.
I think so too. It's similar to the Jack Hughes deal, right? They
Yeah,
signed
that's
him
right.
early, and everyone's thinking, "What are they doing?" Now he's a top 5 player in the league.
Exactly, right? No,
So
I think Montreal's future is bright with Suzuki and Caulfield, especially locking up Slavkovsky as well.
for sure,
Um,
those guys are all locked up on pretty fair deals. I think
yeah,
that whole line.
100%. Who else we got? I'm looking more at the top of our list here.
Well,
Tarasenko, Lundell, Buchnevich. Any
yeah, I
thoughts there?
mean, Lundell and Buchnevich were re-signings. I think Lundell, I don't think he's quite worth that yet, but he's 22 years old, kind of a
Yeah.
gamble, similar to Slavkovsky, except a bit cheaper. Sam Bennett's a UFA next year. I think this is them kind of saying at like Lundell is going to be their second line center, and they're going to let Bennett go. I
Hmm.
don't think they're going to be able to pay him. Um, the Tarasenko deal. I think I said they're both RFAs, but they weren't. I don't know. Oh, I think I said Buchnevich was an RFA, but he was just
I
a
think
recent.
okay, whatever.
Buchnevich, 8 years, or sorry, 6 years, $8 million. I'm a huge Pavel Buchnevich fan. I think he's an absolute stud. Some people are saying overpay. I completely disagree. He's 29, so they didn't give him 8 years; they gave him six. I think that fits perfect. Not sure what St. Louis is doing, kind of similar to Seattle identity wise, but I like the signing overall.
Yeah. I would pretty much agree with you there. I mean, 8 mil is a bit high for someone who's underrated like that. Like, I feel like if he was a I don't know if he had other offers coming in from other spots, but
Yeah.
um, if
Well,
St. Louis was willing to pay him
sorry.
that much,
He wasn't an open market UFA. He was the same as Hedman and Soros, just
what?
re-signing.
Oh, okay, so you re-signed.
So I mean, we might as well bring up Hedman as well. 4 years, $8 million per year. What Stamkos got.
That's pretty much,
Um,
yeah, isn't that the same? Yeah,
Good contract for Hedman. Brutal defensively, but best out there when it comes to offense. Great puck mover, good skater, even with his age.
yeah.
33. They only gave him 4 mil. I like it. Good deal.
For Hedman,
Yeah,
isn't it eight? Doesn't it say 8 mil a year?
yeah. 8 mil for 4 years.
Yeah, 8 by 4. I mean, he's still an elite defense. I thought you said 4 year. I thought you said 4 mil 4 years. I was like, that would be a ridiculous.
I might have misspoke, but no, 4 years, 8 mil per year.
No, yeah, he's still a top. Would you say he's top 10 in the league defenseman?
Yeah, like right at around 10, just
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it's so bad. It's actually atrocious.
Yeah.
If you actually watch him play, it is atrocious. But his
Defensively, he's
offense,
horrible.
skating,
But
puck moving, great.
yeah, he's.
So
I think if he can keep up his pace and he can not get old. You know what I mean? You know what I
yeah,
mean by that? Like if he can not get like if he
let his
doesn't
age
slow
show.
down, he keeps skating well, he keeps moving the puck well, like he like we know he can. Um, it'll be a good contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly, I want to talk about Detroit. Tarasenko, 2 years, 4.75 per year. And they also signed Patrick Kane, 1 year, $4 million. I mean,
I
obviously,
love
you're a
that.
big Kane guy. But and Detroit's forward group looks good, but they have, I think, the worst decor in the NHL.
What
And
do we
I
got?
think
Snyder? That's it?
Steve Edmondson's coming in, but after that, it's like four bums. It's fucking Ben Sherratt, one of the worst in the NHL.
Hey, he
Justin
blocks. I took him
Holl,
in fantasy too. He blocks shots.
yeah, he blocks shots, but he's still bad defensively. He blocks shots because he's always out of position, and that's the only way he can.
It's kind of like Myers.
Yeah, similar. Sherratt and Hole are two of the worst defensemen in the NHL. And
Yeah.
then I don't even know who the other two guys are. I know Sider and Edmondson are the two. I mean, Edmondson could break out this year. That could make them a lot better.
Yeah.
But I don't think there has ever been an Iser plan. I don't think Steve Yzerman has any clue what he's doing. I think he's drafted poorly for the last 3 years. I think he's signed poor free agents. The Larkin re-signing was good. That's about it. I don't think he's made good trades.
It's
I
a
don't
hot take.
see anything so great about what he's done. They're not set up for the future. They don't have a top prospect class right now.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of free agents they've signed over the past 3 years who are older. Like David Perron's gone. They replace him with Tarasenko. I just don't see what Detroit's doing. I don't think they got better.
I think I think he gets a lot of hype for what he did in the past.
I mean, but I see. I look at what he didn't. I look at what he did in Tampa, and I think that it was Breezeball all along because Breezeball has proven to be an elite
Yeah,
GM long since Eiserman's left. I
that's
think it
true.
was Breezeball doing it the whole time. I don't
It's
think that
possible, but
former
you can't
players.
you can't deny that he had a part to play in the Tampa Bay
No,
dynasty,
no,
right?
no, for sure. Yes, yes, he had a part in it regardless. But I don't think that these former players are as good at GMs as a
The
lot of
people
the
say
other
they are.
guys.
Yeah, he definitely gets the hype because of his name as well. That's
And
true.
even with Colorado, like Joe Sakic was praised for being a great GM. I forget his name. I think it's something McFarland, but has proven that I think it was him all along too in Sakic's year. Not that Sakic didn't deserve credit. I think that the former players are just getting their info from all these other guys who actually know what they're doing, and that's why these
Right.
teams. You're seeing Eiserman move on, and how long has it been since Detroit's made the playoffs? Yeah, they were 1 point out last year. I think they got worse.
You think?
That's my little Iserman rant. I don't think Iserman's a good GM. I think it's so.
You've always been to the GM. You've always been into judging GMs based on everything.
Yeah,
I don't even
100%.
know who runs each team, man. I just look at the signings and stuff.
Oh, I know most of it.
I know
Um,
Stan Bowman. That guy was a fucking clown. That's
yeah,
about it.
Edmonton. It sounds like Edmonton's gonna hire him. Fucking
Dude,
idiots,
I would love to see that. So
right?
funny.
Okay, I think there's. I only see two more signings we missed, so let's just do them real quick.
Okay.
It was the year of the shutdown defenseman in free agency. Brett Pesce, 6 years, $5.5 million. Boy, I would have loved him in Vancouver for that.
Yeah.
Trade Hronek for picks and then sign him. That
And
would have
Matt
been
Roy.
my ideal offseason for Vancouver. But Pesce, I think is similar to DeMello, as good as it gets defensively. I love the signing for New Jersey. I think he fits in well there.
Yeah. And then Matt Roy.
Matt Roy, another very good underrated defenseman. Might have
Yeah,
been
man.
a little overpaid, a little too much money, but he'll help Washington fill a hole there on the back end for sure. I think he's a good
That's
player. I don't mind it.
that's a that's a lot to pay. I don't know if that's exactly what Washington needed at this point.
I know, but Washington's proven they're committed to keep trying to win. They traded for
That's right.
Mangiapane as well.
That's right.
And they made a few other moves I can't remember, but they've proven. Oh, they the Kemper. They traded Kemper for Pierre-Luc Dubois. So they're showing they're trying to win. So yeah,
I cannot believe that they didn't take Matvei Michkov uh last year in the draft. They had a
yeah.
chance to take him.
No, they didn't.
Did they? Or was it the pick after? They might have had the pick after.
They had a
I
few.
really wanted Mishkov to go to
Yeah, me too.
Washington so he'd play
I
with
would love
Ovi.
it. Yeah, but yeah, no,
Um,
they didn't pass on him. They definitely would have taken him.
one trade I forgot to talk to you about. Matty Savoy going to Edmonton.
That's a
What
big
the hell
one.
was that, dude?
Buffalo, I guess, is trying to speed up the process a bit. Fans are tired
I
of not making the playoffs,
I don't
but
know what they were thinking.
Savoy's a really good
I think
prospect
the
in my
return there is
eyes.
horrible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. They should have got they Savoy is. I think Edmonton wins that trade huge. I think Jeff Jackson's done an unbelievable job running the team since Ken Holland left, and I think
Yeah,
he should be the GM. And if they hire Stan Bowman, they're fucking
they're
idiots.
fucked.
Yeah,
They're fucked. They'll trade Savoy for a bag of pucks if
yeah,
Stan
exactly.
Bowman comes in.
Yeah,
Like
no.
that'd be horrible, man.
He'll trade him for a 39-year-old veteran defenseman making $6
Literally,
million
and then
dollars
sign
because
him to a 6-year
he has
contract.
grit.
Fucking
Because he has
horrible.
grit.
No, Savoy always has super high trade value in NHL, be a GM mode.
Based off
So
that.
I mean,
He
he
had 47 points in 23 games in the dub last year. I might be a bit off, but something like that. He's a
yeah,
legit.
he got hurt though, didn't he?
He played in the Mem Cup.
Did he? Okay, I thought he was hurt going into the finals. He didn't get the chance to
Maybe.
like in the dub playoffs there.
Maybe I could be wrong. You could be totally right. I think that might actually be right. But I'm pretty sure he played in the Mem Cup.
But yeah, I think fleeced by Edmonton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fully with you there. I'm fully with you there.
All right. Before that, we're gonna get into our first interview.
Yeah, our first ever interview with Mr. Braden Chenier of the Surrey Knights of the PJHL. It should be a good one. I'm pretty excited, so let's get into that now.
Well, it is an absolute pleasure to introduce the first ever guest on the Jungle Hockey Podcast. This 19-year-old from Mission, British Columbia, just finished his fourth season in the Pacific Junior Hockey League and is going on to his fifth next year. He started his career with the Abbotsford Pilots for a year and a half before getting traded to the Mission City Outlaws. He then played a year and a half in Mission before being traded to Surrey at the beginning of last season. He'll be returning to Surrey this year as an assistant captain and a key member of the team. Welcome to the podcast, Mr. Braden Chenier.
Look at that.
How's it going, boys?
How's it going, Chen?
Not too bad. How about yourselves?
It's going good, buddy.
Welcome
It's going
in,
good.
bud. Good to
It's
see
good to
you.
hear.
How pumped are you for
Yeah.
Visors next year? Dude, I'm so
Yeah.
me and Owen are so upset, dude. I was
Oh.
distraught this morning
This,
when they announced it.
the second I saw the news, I texted Coach. I texted him. I've never been more excited for
Be
anything.
prepared to lose with your
Yeah,
teeth,
I mean-
eh?
That's fine. That's fine. Good. I got good. We hopefully get good
I mean,
dental,
I
right?
hope so.
Well, I think that was one of the big issues with why they got rid of it in the first place.
They realized concussions are more expensive
Yeah.
to fix than teeth.
Yeah,
So
sure.
Yeah, that's
figure it out.
Players like Chenier can run around with zero consequences because nobody can get his cage off the plate fast enough to keep his eyes shut. Chenier, I
Less
mean,
chirping from this
I
guy
think-
next year.
No, I think I'm gonna ramp it up. Actually,
well, he'll be a 20-year-old, so he's probably going to start pumping some 16 and 17-year-old kids. Act like he's the toughest guy in the world.
Or just be the 20 bomb with the bubble. Put a
Hey.
bubble on.
Oh, you can't. That would be
I
brutal.
might just have
No,
It's too dangerous.
no way.
Especially when you're playing Mission, you got so much heated exchanges.
to. Oh yeah. Well, most of those guys are gone.
Oh, no
now.
way.
True. I mean, Mission's got a really different team this year. But yeah, obviously with the news dropping today, Chenier, like visors, fighting still technically not allowed, but with visors
Yeah.
now, I think the refs will actually be letting guys go. The new deal with the WHL, the Western Canadian Development Program. I mean, this whole junior hockey landscape in BC has just been blown up. Like, how are you feeling about it going into your last year with all these crazy changes coming in? Like, what do you think it's going to mean for the league?
I think it's pretty cool. Like, I think the talent level is definitely going to get a lot higher. It's going to be interesting to see like how it kind of works, like with the WHL teams, like if they want guys playing in the pitch or like I don't know where they're going to want them to be playing. So I think that really depends on how much of a difference it's going to make.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy the fact that the WHL is signed on as part of this. Obviously, with the KIJHL being included. So, I mean, we kind of just touched on it now, but with the visors coming in, how do you feel about that rule change? And what do you think it's going to mean for the league this year? Do you think we're going to see a lot of fighting like every game all of a sudden? Or do you think some guys are going to still be a little timid at first?
I honestly don't know. I think you'll have guys that definitely want to go out there and fight, but I think you're going to see the true colors of a lot of players and find out who really means it when they start talking shit.
Are you worried about just like the lower end players swinging their sticks around up above at your face, dude? Because like
Oh,
I feel like everyone's going to be so used to wearing cages and stuff. Now it's just going to be like guys are going to have to learn how to play with them.
Even myself, I'm guilty for the stick swinging a little bit high sometimes. Like I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, it's definitely gonna take some adjustment. But yeah, it's gonna be a huge change. I'm gonna have to start wearing a mouth guard.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Maybe, like, are you going to stop blocking shots now? Or
yeah.
I didn't block shots to
Yeah, I
begin
know.
with. So
You're my line mate for a year.
I think I've got a total of like 4 block shots in the
Hey,
pitch in my
man.
career, and 3 of them
Man,
were
I kid you
unintentional.
not. Our coach in Revelstoke used to say, "You're not wearing a visor. Go straight at the puck. You don't be worried about getting hit in the head." The whole philosophy is going to change.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're gonna even the D man like on your own team. They're gonna have to be really
100%.
Oh
careful.
yeah,
Like you're gonna see it. They better not be buzzing anybody by my head.
imagine how mad you'd be if guys are sailing them at your head in practice and like screening drills.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I'd be upset. I would not be happy. It's gonna be a huge change. Like I've never played with a visor. I don't think I think probably 99% of the guys in the league this year have never played with a visor. So yeah, it's the main camp's gonna be big. Like I don't really know if how much skating I'll be doing before then. So that'll be important to kind
you
of get
dialed
used
in.
to that. Yes, yeah.
So
You don't
yeah, I
train
mean,
before the year?
No, yeah, I train at main
Yeah.
camp.
Okay. Okay.
that's a junior B answer if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, you can change the label, but you still got the junior B guys that are getting vetoed out here. 20 bomb.
Well, that's the thing. Like you can call it junior A. Like it is junior A obviously now, but yeah, like there's obviously the older guys that I don't think are gonna take it. Like they're not gonna feel like it's junior A. Like it's still junior B in my mind. I'd assume all the 20-year
Yeah,
olds probably
I
have
had
the
the
same
same
thought
thing kind of
process.
last year, but I feel like with these new guys
Um,
coming in now, like a lot of the 18s this year were like, oh, it's junior A tier two. Like, it's not like they're trying to just I don't know. I don't know if it's trying to convince yourself that it's still you're still playing like junior A, but I mean now with the visors and stuff, and I think people are going to take the leagues more seriously. I think it's good.
oh yeah.
Good
I think
for the VI, the KI, and the PIDGE. So
yeah, I think it's huge. It's yeah, like obviously like I don't have necessarily any aspirations of going anywhere after this year. Like probably straight to beer league, but like our team this year is super young. Like we've got like half of our team's probably 17, 18 this year now. So we've got lots of guys that'll definitely be taking that next step. Like
who knows?
hopefully
Maybe
at
this will
least,
turn
right?
into the step that you want to take. Right? You never know.
You never know, right? You never know. You never know. I get picked up as a
Yeah,
big
the
old
Surrey
dude.
Knights could be a huge franchise in the junior A landscape. So yeah, that's right.
You
Never
never know,
know.
right? You never know.
Look what the
Sneak
Surrey
peeks.
Eagles did this year.
Exactly. Exactly. That's us this year.
Going to Cyclone, eh?
Ooh.
All the way.
Yes. Cyclone.
Oh,
Cyclone's the
Definitely don't
goal
think
all the
cycling
way.
is going to be a thing anymore.
oh, dude, yeah, it's gonna be a
Yeah, I
series, I
don't think
guess.
so.
Yeah, Pidge, KI
Oh,
series.
because it's just the
Do you think
KI
the
and the
winner goes to
kids. Yeah.
Centennial?
No, it
Not
shouldn't
this year?
yet. That
Maybe
wouldn't.
next year?
Well, I think they'd probably actually win a few games if
Dude,
they played.
they'd beat like the SI. They'd beat like the
Yeah,
Noge.
yeah, they beat the
They'd beat the
Maritimes.
MHL. They'd beat probably
Some of
the
those,
Quebec one as well.
some of those leagues that have been junior A for so long, but realistically, I feel like the KI is probably
KI,
stronger than those
high
leagues.
end PJ
At
teams
least
trump them, bro.
the average, yeah, like the average team is probably better than the lower end teams. But
Yeah.
so Cheney, going into main camp this year, I mean, you're talking about it's going to be a young team. There's going to be a lot of guys. I mean, realistically, how do you feel like you guys will do in comparison to the rest of the league moving forward?
I honestly think we'll do pretty well this year. Like we only lost one player to aging out, maybe two. Could be wrong on that. As far as I'm concerned, majority of the guys are coming back. So I think last year was definitely not what we expected by any means, but I think we'll take that as a learning step into this next year and hopefully turn that around. I think our team's also very physical, if you would. So I think the visors might actually have
Yeah,
a
I actually agree with
positive
you.
effect. Like we've got
Yeah.
like our we've got guys on our team that I genuinely think will fight with the visors. So compared to some teams where I think lots of the guys might have just been all talk. Oh, is that cutting out?
Oh, sorry. I said no. I said I feel like I might know who you're talking about.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So that's I personally think it'll take a positive effect on our team, but
Mhm.
only time will tell.
No, that's great.
That's good, man. No, I think it's going to be a positive thing on the league as a whole because, like, for me, like coming as I'm 21, me and Owen are old now, so coming to watch the games, like it's going to be way more entertaining watching guys play with visors than play with cages. It feels
Yes,
like you've moved on from minor hockey.
yes, yeah,
It's real junior now.
Mhm. Yeah. No more picking on the little guys anymore this year.
No more. So yeah, you guys got a lot of guys returning, obviously, like from last year, moving on to this year. And
Mhm.
is your goal kind of make it as far as possible, or is it like championship or bust, or what are we thinking?
Honestly, I'd just say championship or bust. Like going into the year last year, that was our main goal. Like we stacked up for a little bit there.
Right.
Obviously, things didn't work out as expected, but I think we go in this year with the exact same intentions.
Yeah. If you didn't lose that many guys, then you're going to be have the experience and be able to go a little further, which is good.
Yes, yeah,
I think with you guys, a lot of it was depth, and I think if you're adding a lot of new young pieces and then keeping the same core, I think that'll probably serve you guys pretty well.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely depth was definitely a big thing. So yeah, hopefully from from the signings that have been made, I think that there's there's a promising future for this year.
Yeah. And then, I mean, when you're talking about the signings you guys have made, have you seen like some of the signings that have been going on across the league? I mean, I don't really remember a year where I've seen numerous WHL and guys from several other CJHL leagues signing, lots of really good U18 academy players.
Dude, guys from Alberta are coming to the PJ too. Like,
Mission has signed 3 kids from Alberta.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Like,
I'd never thought
what's
I'd see
going
guys
on?
do that.
The only billets we had last year were because they moved to Kelowna, but they're from Rich.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Like, billeting's unheard of for us. So having 3 kids from Alberta already signed, maybe even 4, is weird. But I mean, just overall, like the quality it seems of the signings this year look crazy.
I think, and that's what having that junior A band like name will do. I feel like pulls in a lot of bigger names per se. Like and like I feel like WHL teams won't be as scared to send their guys here to this league. Like I feel like it was definitely an issue in past years where they might have not wanted their guys playing in
Yeah,
the
for sure.
pitch.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where there's the odd guy who's played games in the WHL the year before. I mean, even this year there was a few. I know Massey on White Rock started the year in Portland. He's a really good player. I'm sure he'll be there with them next year. But
Yeah.
situations like that, but you haven't really seen a lot. And I think a big thing moving forward for the quality of the league would be to have that and have it actually be a pathway along with the KI to making it to the WHL or just other higher level junior leagues.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I've seen a couple of the signings, but if I'm being fully honest, like I have not seen majority of them. Like I've seen the bigger ones, but I haven't really been paying attention to be honest. I'm
Um,
gonna I'm gonna show up game one, and whoever Richmond rolls out, they roll out. Set the tone early, right?
just a different mindset,
yeah,
man. It's amazing.
That's also another thing. I feel like there's gonna be these guys that want to make the jump to the
Oh
WHL, and
yeah.
I'm out there like just go off 10-hour shift and like,
yeah, it's crazy the variety you have in more local junior leagues. You have some guys doing 10s or 12s like you and then going to play a game the same night and then
Man,
do nothing all the way. Guys go to high school. It's crazy.
it's so different,
you
bro.
guys got skipping class to prepare for the game. Like, what is that?
It's so different, man. Like just the love. I don't even know. I just to hear these stories, like compared to like, well, my experience in Revelstoke is just crazy, man. This stark
Yeah,
contrast, you know?
Yeah.
for sure.
Like we're yeah.
Um, go ahead,
No,
Mike.
I was gonna say we're working out like literally every day. We're not playing except one day, Sunday off. Like, I
Yeah,
don't even know. Does
exactly.
Surrey even go in the gym or what?
We're going to the gym this year. I think
This
we're
year,
making
right? This year.
Same too. This year, Mission same thing. They're going to the gym this
Matt,
year.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
saying, though.
We did a few years ago.
The teams are going to take it more seriously now. Bigger budgets,
They
yeah.
have to.
invest in their players because they want to, leads into my next thing. Those teams that want to jump to tier 1, right?
Mhm.
Teams that don't want to go back down and get kind of essentially relegated back to the junior B label, right? And I don't know if that's going to happen next summer or the summer afterwards or what's going to happen, but it seems like teams are going to start taking it a little more seriously, which is good. So we'll phase out the Shens who are working 10-hour days before the game, and keep the guys that are going to take it a little serious.
That's coming around. Like you've got your 16s, and like even last year your 16s, they're 17 now. Like they're in the mindset that the league's different from when we started playing. Like
100%.
like when my 16 year, it was I
Well,
don't even know
yeah.
how to. It was the COVID year, but I do not think any of those
Yeah,
guys
no
were
kidding.
planning on taking that year too seriously.
I remember Surrey
Yeah, well,
won. How many games did they win that one year? Like 2?
Oh,
How far
the
they've come?
record before COVID. I mean, last year was by far Surrey's best every year.
100%.
Obviously,
Yep,
you guys.
we set the franchise record in wins last year.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. See,
Yeah.
making big steps. I mean, they went from they had 3 wins in their first 4 years in existence.
That's right.
And I don't know what you guys did last year, but you made the playoffs. So
Yes, yeah. That's all that we could ask for. I think we ended up 13 and something. I don't remember what it was, but
yeah. Well, you're talking. You mentioned your 16 year. I mean, I just want to kind of go back a bit. I mean, this is a pretty basic question. It's probably similar to how most people will answer. But what got you into hockey in the first place, or who, or do you have any old memories, experiences, anything like that, growing up and first getting into hockey?
first getting into hockey, I'm pretty sure I started skating basically right when I learned how to walk. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I started skating at 3 or 4 years old,
Yeah.
and it was just kind of from that point on. It was I didn't really know anything else by the time I understood what I was doing, so just decided to roll with it.
Yeah.
Got when I was born, doctor told me I'd be a good skater because of my pigeon feet. Now I get chirped about that every game. So
I remember looking at you like you were disabled because you had the pigeon feet in fucking Pee Wee.
You get chirped for that a lot. It's pretty crazy.
it's,
So then,
it's every
okay, so
game.
obviously growing up, and then you played for the T-Birds for a year. What was that experience like for you in minor midget?
Yeah, what
Or
was that
it?
experience like, Chenier?
I had a blast with the T-Birds. That was probably one of the coolest teams I've ever played on. It was just such a good group of guys. Super talented as well. Like we've got obviously Crampton was on that team who's playing in Spokane this year.
I was skating with him today.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I
How's
just saw
he
him.
doing?
Yeah.
And then like Cristiano, I don't know where he was at. He was playing with Victoria for a couple of years, but I loved Trav and Mike. They were great coaches. So that was a super cool year. Obviously got cut a little short because of COVID as well. So that was unfortunate. The bus was basically loaded to go up to Kamloops, Kelowna. I think it was to Kelowna. Yeah.
Well, right. I don't think it would have been that year.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would have been super cool, obviously, but that we'll never know.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no.
And then any T-Birds mentors that were helping you, maybe driving you to practice every day and during COVID, or guys you want to thank for your development?
Yeah, this asshole named Joe Cachasso, he drove me to practice every once in a while, you know.
Remember that one time we stopped at Tim's and they cleared out the Timbits? Oh my god, you gotta tell that story.
We were stopping for gas because Joe's Audi is a gas guzzler for no reason. And I saw Tim's at 10 o'clock at night. Go in there, give him a 5. I walked out with 50 Timbits?
It was 4 50 packs. of Timbits because the guy was like, you walked in and the guy was like, yeah, these are gonna go in the garbage anyways. You want them?
We
And he
loaded
gave
up a
him
couple
all of them.
boxes. I
What
honestly,
happened before practice?
I think about half of them were gone by the time we got home too, which is
That doesn't surprise me of you two
It's ridiculous, man.
at all.
That was one of the greatest days. I just remember that. That was so fun.
I remember that too. That was a good day.
But
That's
yeah, then
ridiculous.
obviously, Thunderbirds, and then you end up making the decision to go to was it where did you go after like the following season? So after COVID.
Abbotsford.
After COVID, after that COVID year, I signed with Pilots, and then
Right.
our season got cut short. So then Peter
Two
Hay
games.
Peter Hay reached out to me and said that you guys were still skating. So
Right.
obviously, there's a couple of us that ended up coming out. I was way out of my caliber of skill, but that's okay.
That was
You
fun,
know?
bro.
Yeah, no, it was a blast. I had a blast, and then after that year, went back to Pilots for quarter of a season, and then got shipped off to Mission.
How did that one happen?
What?
Nothing.
What?
So
How did
what was
that-
your experience like? I mean, you're a mission for over more than a season and a half. How was that for you?
I liked Mission. I really did. Things obviously didn't end how they probably should have, and that was young and dumb me. But that's just how it happened. Up before then, I had a blast with the boys out there. It was super fun. Obviously, hometown as well. Like that's super fun. 5 minute drive to the rink beats the hour out to Surrey, but
You know?
right. So,
Yeah, and obviously, we were line mates for about a year in Mission. I mean, two separate occasions, 2 different years, but we played together quite a while. That was sure interesting. You know how many times I had to go and grab the back of his neck and yank him out of a scrum?
Oh, only a couple times. It was only a couple
Bullshit.
times.
And then obviously, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I get a little feisty sometimes here and
It's gonna
there.
be different, man. It's gonna be some.
That's I'm prepared.
Ooh,
I'm prepared. Gotta get in the boxing gym. Gotta get ready.
Dude, yeah, actually, valuable
Yeah,
training.
no, I've been since the end of the season. I've been going. So I wasn't even planning on playing this year. So just so happened to work out.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's good,
Okay,
man.
well, I'll have to. The first time you guys play Mission, I'll definitely be there. Maybe Rylan will drop them with you.
Oh.
And then, so obviously you get traded to Surrey this past off season. Just finished your first year there, and what was your experience like in Surrey?
Oh, I loved Surrey. Surrey was a blast. Probably one of my favorite years of hockey I've ever had. The guys over there, super fun. Like just great group of guys. It's not obviously like going in there. You have the title of the Surrey Knights, so that's the plan was to change that over, and like I feel like we did a decent job of that. Went over and played with a great friend of mine in Jacob Thompson, so that was super cool. And then kind of grew close with the rest of the team throughout the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Nice. Okay, well, I mean, I think Joe, do you have much else? Because I only got one more question. So.
You shoot, and then I'll see if I can think of anything.
Okay, so yeah, my last question for you is now, I mean, you've been playing junior since you were 16, same as I did.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot of guys play all the way 16 to 20. Usually they move up if they're playing at 16.
Pinch lifer.
or they quit because they thought they were going to move up. But we were pitch lifers. So I just want to say, going into your last season now, like, is there anything major that you like reflect on, or has it kind of hit you yet that this is it? And do you have any like special or crazy big memory that you want to bring up or talk about briefly before we're done here?
Oh,
like it's pretty loaded. It's like 3 different answers, but
there's I don't even know where to start on that one. It's definitely sinking in slowly. I don't think I've fully accepted it yet that this is it after this year.
I don't think I have.
No, right? Like it's I don't know what I'm gonna do after, but we'll figure that out as it goes. Yeah, probably crazy story. Coach Jim out in Abbey, my 16 year. He was
Was he a maniac or what?
he was crazy. For my first ever practice I went out to, I hit one of their D-men with a toe drag, patent toe drag.
Oh, this Chenier.
And he grabs me by the collar of the jersey and he looks at me. He's like, "If you ever try that in a fucking game, you're gonna get your head taken off." First time ever skating with a junior B team, and I'm like, "Okay."
Not gonna do that again, eh?
No, well, I did, but I got my head taken off.
You make sure you pull it off, right?
Exactly, right? Only at the blue lines.
See how many times he pulls it off when you're on his line.
Dude, I remember
It was like 1 in 100.
The Pee-wee thing. He'd do the super slow toe drag and then he'd shoot. It was wonderful.
Super slow. It's still just as slow.
Yep.
So when he gets someone, they look ridiculous. Dances them.
The 10% that it works. Actually, no, it worked quite a bit.
I say 1 in 10 in the pitch.
Yeah, that's being generous, but yeah.
150 games coming up?
Am I close to that?
Dude, how are you? Okay, let's see.
You have to be.
You got 44 plus 40. Oh, there's 100.
I think I'm like
144. Dude, you're 6 games away.
Bro, 6 games in, 150 games, man.
144 games played.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Technically, 7 playoff games you played.
Yeah.
You played
that's true,
do playoff games count? That's controversial.
No.
I've got a 2-game suspy to start the year though, so it's gonna take me a little bit.
Yeah, does that have something to do with the 24 minutes in your last playoff game this year? I don't remember seeing you in the handshake line.
You don't remember seeing half our team in the handshake line.
There was like 9 guys. It was insane.
That's
I'll see if I can find a clip of that.
It's a great. I can send you over this scrum. I got.
I'll find one.
That's Surrey hockey right there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I actually did think of another question, but Joe, do you have anything you want to do? Because I want to finish with this one.
No, I think I'm. Oh, what's your golf handicap?
Ooh.
Okay. So 18 birdies. 18 birdies says I'm a 5. That's bullshit. I'm like 7, 8 at best.
Okay. Well,
but I've had a couple of good rounds this year. Like I shot a 73 at Talking Rock earlier this year. 75 at Swanee Set, and then I shot.
Trey told me you shot a 79 the other day.
79 at Swanee Set as well. That was just this past weekend. Yeah. So the scores are getting down there, but
that's ridiculous. I would be so
swinging
happy.
A little too hard.
I played the round of my life in Revelstoke, and I shot an 84, and I was fucking so.
How is the Revelstoke course? I've heard it's beautiful.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful, man.
Okay.
If you can play there, 100% recommend it.
Okay.
Really,
I'm going up to Shuswap in a couple weeks here. That's not too far from there.
We get free golf there. If you say you're on the Grizzlies, you might be able to get the Grizz discount.
Okay, all right.
That's like half the reason Billy. That's like half the reason Billy's my goalie coach, is so you can get free golf. No, he's
I don't
not.
blame him at all.
What's that?
I don't blame him at all.
Yeah, no, dude. Honestly, world class course. If you look up like the drone shots of it, there's a couple holes that are like right on the water, and then you got the mountains in the background on the river. It's just beautiful.
That sounds beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your last question, Owen?
All right, yeah. Well, we'll end the interview on this one. So, it is no secret that you are honestly arguably the most hated player in the PJHL.
Whoa! Okay.
I don't know if you're on your 3rd team, and I guarantee you that everyone on your old teams hate you. Everyone on Surrey hated you before you got there. Everyone on Mission hated you before you got there.
And then
I know on your line that every player on every other team hates you, unless they know you off the ice. So for all these people who probably want to pump your eyes shut this year or have missed their chance now that they're done, What do you have to say to them about who you are?
I'm
Anything? Any message for them?
It's strictly business on the ice. I don't mean anything. I'll talk to anybody after the game. I don't care. I like to think I'm a pretty nice guy, pretty funny guy off the ice. Just don't catch me on the ice. It's fair. It's different out there. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's just, I'm extremely competitive and I hate to lose. You could probably notice games I win, I'm pretty quiet. I'm a happy guy. When we're losing though, it's a different game.
It's different.
I don't like to
My
lose.
mouth never shuts regardless. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I've
maybe
never-
I'm a sore winner, but that's okay.
I've never had the honor of playing against you, but I've only heard the stories. But like, maybe Owen can shed some light on the legendary performance.
I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that.
even me and Owen, great buddies off the ice. We play a playoff series against each other.
Oh yeah, were there's a lot of back and forth this year or what?
For that, and I'm gonna post it to promote the interview. I'm not even kidding.
It wasn't even throughout the year. It was really just once playoffs started, was it not?
Yeah, no, we didn't chirp throughout the year. Even in our last regular season game, we didn't chirp. I gave you a thumbs up after we scored one. I thought with you, but that was it. Or yeah. Okay, well, Joe, unless you got anything else, Chenier, thank you so much for doing this, for being the first guest. It was an honor.
It was
really good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great, man. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Alrighty,
man.
well, take care, boys. We'll get out on the link soon.
Yeah,
Of course,
absolutely,
bro.
man.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do Swanee side or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
Swanee said yes. Perfect. All right.
Okay, beauty. Have a good one, buddy. See you later.
See you later, man.
Bye.
England's shit. That's what I want to start with.
I hate South.
England is so bad.
But we're
England-
in the finals.
Yeah, but you guys walked there. You guys walked your dog there. Netherlands they're okay. They're all right.
Come on.
The round of 16 and the quarters were terrible.
The round of 16 was like mid, I guess. Yeah, the quarters, and the thing about the quarters is they didn't deserve to win fucking any of those games.
The Swiss, yeah, they just
the Slovakia game. Was even worse. They got so fucking
I thought they were gonna lose. I was watching it.
Southgate is so lucky that Jude Bellingham saved his job. But
yeah, I watched. What was I doing? I was at Armin's in West Van, and we just gone out that night. And I came back. We woke up, came down, and his dad was watching it. And I saw England was down 1-0, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I got instantly no hangover. I was watching the game, and then I see Bellingham just hit that overhead kick. It was just ridiculous.
He's so good, but yeah,
saved his career. Southgate.
I know. I hate watching it. It's boring. It sucks. But at the end of the day, if they win, like, how do you complain? I don't think they are. I think Spain's gonna.
I think Spain's gonna win
3-0. But yeah, literally 3-0. I think.
I think it could be that ridiculous.
Yeah, if England watch Southgate's gonna entirely switch his game plan to just all attack.
Just to win one game. To win.
Spain's got the defense to stop that even. So yeah,
England hasn't won a major trophy since 1966.
Yeah, they've won one World Cup and they hosted it. They haven't won the Euros. Yeah. They're shit. They've been shit historically, but they're still England. They're still my team. Well, besides Canada, but obviously.
Or yeah, I guess.
I cheer for you. I don't think they're ever really going to play. And if they do play each other, yeah, I'm cheering for Canada. But I've always cheered for England because they're the only team that's been able to watch, and I'm English, so.
I've watched definitely more than the Copa.
Well, I think I've watched more. No, I've watched more Euro. Yeah, I've watched more Euro.
I've watched way more Euros than the Copa. The only Copa I've watched is Canada.
Same, actually.
The Euros, I loved watching Germany. I loved watching the Netherlands. I love watching the reaction of English people saying that they're putting them to sleep. Like, they're so incredibly boring with the style of football they play. It's been a good tournament. I mean, some of the goals that were being scored is ridiculous, man. Like goal of the tournament is gonna be impossible to call, really. I mean,
I think Yamal.
Yamal's goal against Germany was disgusting. Or yeah,
I'm
against
biased
Germany was
to
disgusting.
England, but I think Yamal. That was
Like
unbelievable.
that's ridiculous. That kid is
Years old.
16, bro.
He was, yeah, like I don't even know what to describe. Like I think we're watching like kind of the next like generational soccer player, like potentially top 10 athlete of all time. I mean, this is 16.
Could be.
He's 5
Dude
years
is
younger than
5
us.
years younger than us.
Mind
And he's
blowing.
that dominant.
Mind blowing. He's gonna be a star. He's gonna be Messi level, like, or he should be at least. The way he's projected.
That's nuts.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh wait, the goal he scored was against France, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolute rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I said it was against Germany. My bad.
Oh yeah, no. France.
Yeah, it was against
That
France.
was, yeah.
But him and Mbappe and in Spain is going to be nuts
Against each other?
against each other. It's going to
Yeah.
be like Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah, like El Clasico. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's
it's going to be Ronaldo and Messi, and it's like almost. I don't know if it's the same gap. Is it the same age gap?
No, Mbappe. No, dude, Mbappe's like 10 years older.
Is he 10 years older? Okay, I thought it was because
Ronaldo
Ronaldo Messi's 5.
It's 5. I thought it was like 3.
No, yeah, Messi's 34, Ronaldo's 39.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. No, I think Mbappe is like 24, like 8.
Is he?
I think so. Something like
Messi age. Oh, Messi's 37. Oh, I messed that up. Big time.
Yeah.
I thought,
Like,
why did I think Messi was so much younger?
Because he looks.
Why did I think Messi was younger?
He still looks young.
Ronaldo's 39 though, isn't he? Got to do this.
Yeah, no, that sounds right. He's not 40. He's not 40. 39, maybe 38. 39, I think though.
Yeah, 39.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I got that right.
Yeah, I got that.
At least.
But
jeez,
yeah,
call myself a Messi.
But it'll still be crazy. Those two going head to head. No Clasico, like that's gonna be.
It will be, man. It will be, and I don't know if Madrid keep buying everyone like they're gonna buy everyone, then
yeah,
they're gonna keep being the best team in the world. And
well, they're talking about Davies
honestly, arguably the best team in the world.
They are.
Man City's trying to cheat their way to being at the top, but that's a conversation for another day.
Right now.
What's that?
I think they're better than City.
I think so too. I think they're more.
They didn't deserve to win the Champions League game.
Experience.
But
what's that?
They didn't deserve to win that Champions League game. That was a joke. City got ripped off.
Yeah.
But I think now
Madrid,
they're better for sure. Like Endrick and Mbappe coming in, probably Alphonso Davies. It sounds like that's ridiculous.
I'll buy a Davies Madrid jersey.
Well, they're saying it's possible he goes to City too, but I don't think it's happening with Pep. He doesn't like wingbacks.
If he goes
to City, I will lose my mind. I will have a parade.
That's the same with like Jonathan David to Chelsea. Like same type thing.
Sure.
Like it's probably not going to happen, but like I still see like the little Instagram posts.
Yeah, no, Chelsea seems pretty likely for him.
What's that?
Chelsea, I think like Chelsea and Arsenal seem likely for him.
Yeah, but he's
only got a year left on his contract, so he's going for cheap.
That's true.
Only like 20-25 million.
I don't know what
worth about 50, I think.
It's dead right now with transfers. Euros and Copa really messed it up.
Yeah, true. But they get like extensions for it if they play to like a certain point. Or for the release clauses. Sorry, for the release clauses, they get extensions.
Yeah, that's right. The window's still the same, so it's all these guys are going on holiday and stuff, and they're just they're not really focused on doing that stuff when really it was like normally it's right after the season's over you get it done.
Yeah, well, it's like Kone. Kone on Canada just got transferred to Marseille in Ligue 1 in France. I mean, that's pretty sick for him and for Team Canada. It seems like I also heard, I think this is just a rumor, about Lyon in Ligue 1 apparently wants Moises Bombito pretty bad.
I saw Colorado rejected a bid.
They rejected
$4 million.
Oh,
$4 million. They want more money.
No,
they want more money for him.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. But they're going to bid again. The rumor was like 5 to 6.
That seems
just so they can make more money. It's ridiculous.
From an
But
MLS transfer, that's like MLS transfers are usually pretty cheap. Like that's
yeah,
crazy. I think Davies is the record, and he was 15.
yeah, no one's going for that much.
No, it could happen.
No
If
one's
there's another player like him,
Yeah,
like
that's
a
right.
Canadian or American that comes up. Like I think City just signed some agreement with like a 2009 born American who's gonna like go
I
up in
saw that.
Chicago. He's gonna go up in like
I saw that.
Chicago's academy until he's for like 4 years, and then he's gonna go to City when he's like, yeah,
Yeah, I did see that.
it's ridiculous. It's
I don't know.
ridiculous.
I don't really know how it works. He's got to be a certain age before he can move over.
It's
Same
so
with
much
like the
more
Brazilian shit.
complicated and confusing with soccer because it's the whole
Yeah.
the play and all these like youth academies and like white
People
caps.
are starting to pick up over here though.
Sorry,
I feel like the popularity of it and
Dude,
tracking all of it and
well,
stuff
Messi
is starting to
is
pick up here a lot.
revolutionary for growing that.
What's that? Messi? You said Messi is?
Yeah, Messi is like revolutionary for growing the popularity
Yeah.
of that here. You see everywhere you go, you see a kid wearing a Messi jersey. It's actually ridiculous, like a Miami one.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I mean,
I've seen a
Copa,
ridiculous amount of Canada jerseys too.
true, yeah. I mean, Canada's unbelievable, magical Copa America run to the semis. Do you think they'll get the bronze against Uruguay, or do you think they'll get knocked out first?
I mean, with all the suspensions, did you see the guys running into the crowd and beating the shit out of each other?
Yeah, Darwin
Are the
Nunez and Ronald Araujo. I butchered
It was
that
nuts, dude. Yeah, they
Insane.
with all that happening, I mean, why not?
Yeah, those videos are pretty crazy. I couldn't believe that.
Dude, it was crazy. I think that with the World Cup, I don't know if the States are going to be ready for it.
Yeah, it's not a bad point.
Like,
It's possible. I mean, I think
not-
this is kind of eye opening. They'll probably lock it down a bit.
Even the pitch conditions and everything has been super lacking. Like I've seen people complaining about the turf being just horrible.
It is, but they'll fix that by then. It's just they're putting new
Yeah,
turf
they
in
better.
all these usually artificial turf stadiums. It's not going to be great.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I mean, as far as Canada making the semis, unbelievable. They're winning. Did you watch every game they played?
Canada, yeah, I did.
I think I did too.
I didn't. I actually didn't get a chance to watch the most recent one.
Oh, really?
I was on the ice. Yeah, I was skating.
They played really good. They just
I heard they had more of the
finish.
ball. They had more shots.
I think Kyle Laren's starting to be a bit of an anchor. I think they kind of got.
You need to go
find a
single striker
replacement.
with David,
Yeah, they need a
and then
replacement.
find a way to slot Buchanan and Schaffelberg in the same team.
Yeah, that would be nice too. I mean, I love Schaffelberg coming off the bench, but he was so good.
He's going to transfer to Europe. He's so good.
Yeah, I think he'll have a lot of interest following Copa, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Copa and Euros finals coming up soon. We'll definitely recap those finals. Obviously, I'm cheering for England. All aboard! It's coming home, but we'll see how that plays out.
It's not coming home.
Yeah, so I mean that pretty much does it for NHL free agency and overall for this episode. If you've been here the whole time, you made it to the end. This was a pretty loaded one. Lots of different things. So thank you very much if you're still listening. We hope you enjoyed the episode and our interview. Thank you for all the support in the first episode, all the support on social media, everything. Peace on all the messages, the people who've reached out. You've helped us so much already. And we're pretty happy with the growth so far. I mean, posting our second episode now. So please, keep listening. If you're enjoying, give us any input is always appreciated. If you want to come on, reach out.
Yeah, let me know.
I want to have tons of different guests. So, we're just gonna keep going from here. Hopefully, get into a proper schedule and get weekly episodes out moving forward. I think that's the plan, and I think we're going to be able to do that. So please keep following all our social medias, following all our streaming platforms, listening on everything, sharing the podcast. Every bit helps. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this one. Joe?
Yeah, just thanks for all the support, guys. Really appreciate it. I've been hearing a lot of positive things at the rink and around, so to all those guys that have been saying good, giving me some good talking points and chatting me up about it. It's awesome to hear, and I'm just glad that we can build something like this and see where it goes.
Yeah, buddy, I'm looking forward to it. Also,
Yeah.
one more thing I want to mention. Thank you to the guys who reached out on Instagram to give us some news to drop. Unfortunately, we the news about all of the visors, the fighting, the agreement with the Western Hockey League, we knew about it before, and we were planning on breaking it, but the news dropped a bit sooner than we expected. So we were hoping to break it, but thanks to those guys who reached out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have loved to break it, but we're excited for it regardless, and excited for our next episodes. Joey, thanks, buddy. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was a great one, man. Still devastated about the visors, but we moved.
Yeah, sure.